Thumbtack leads are expensive, and speed matters more than almost anything else when it comes to winning these leads. Over the past year, I've helped hundreds of home service companies set up automations for missed calls, lead follow-up, booking jobs, AI responses, and lead conversion. And one of the biggest problems I keep seeing is this. Businesses are paying for Thumbtack leads and then respond too slowly and lose the customer to someone else. In this video, I'll show you how to build an automatic Thumbtack autoresponder so that every new lead gets an instant professional reply. We'll capture the lead, write the first response, send it automatically, and add a few guardrails so the message feels helpful, not spammy or robotic, and helps increase your conversion rate dramatically. All right, guys, let's get into the build right now. So first step is we need to get notified every time we have a new lead from Thumbtack. The easiest way to do this is through what's called a webhook. Now, I know that sounds kind of technical and maybe a little scary. I promise you it's not. I'm going to walk you through every step right now. Step one, what you're going to want to do is go into your Thumbtack account, all right? And then you're going to go, and this is your pro account. You may have a, personal homeowner account. You want to make sure that you're in your Thumbtack Pro account, and then go up to apps. And then on the app screen, you'll see there's a couple connections here. And then down here, it says manage webhooks. All right. So you want to go ahead and click manage webhooks. And then we'll see I already have a webhook here, but for the sake of this tutorial, I will set up a new webhook here. So I will hit create webhook. Now, this webhook is going to be asking you, okay, every time you get a new lead or message or whatever it may be, where should we notify you? Basically, it's asking for like a destination or address. All right. So now we can come back into Zapier and create that destination or address for Thumbtack. All right. So we're going to come here to trigger, select the event that starts your app. We're going to come here into Zapier and go ahead with step one. And we're going to type in the word webhook because this will be our first step, catching that webhook from Thumbtack. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is on the premium account in Zapier. So you will need to go up to that paid account. I think they have accounts for like $29 a month to month billing. You can set this up for a month and make sure it works well for you. In terms of trigger event, we will want catch a hook. All right. That's what we're going to work off of here. And then we'll hit continue and we can skip this stage and go into the testing phase. So now we have the webhook URL. Again, this is that address or destination that Thumbtack will notify when that new lead comes in. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hit copy and now take that and give that to Thumbtack and say, hey, Thumbtack, here is where we want you to send this notification. All right. In terms of authorization type, we can press none, select a profile to source information from. For me, I just have Bryan's Lawn Care. Potentially you have multiple businesses here and you would want to set that up for multiple profiles. But in any case, we'll do this with just Bryan's Lawn Care and then select information you want to receive. So there's three options here: lead details, new messages, and reviews. In general, guys, you're going to want to queue this just off of lead details. Reason being is that if you trigger this every time you get a message, while it could kind of work, you could keep sending back that auto reply. You'll just keep sending that same auto reply over and over again. So not necessarily the best idea there. Now we could build a more advanced version of this, but that will come later, or you can check out LeadTruffle. We have a two-way messaging integration version of this, but in terms of this initial auto reply, lead details is where we'll want to be. And reviews is another great thing to queue off of for different automation, but for the sake of this one, we will go with just lead details and we will hit create webhook. So now we can see that we have our enabled webhook here with information set being leads, and then we'll want to go ahead and hit test your webhook. This will send a fake lead to this webhook for us to review. All right. So we can now hit test trigger and see if we got that fake lead here. And yes, we do. So event type, negotiation created. Yeah, we got the information, business name, what they're looking for, all of that good stuff here. So this is good to go. Now, guys, if you want to get a little more, how should I say, careful with this, you could add a filter step here that basically says only continue if the event type from Thumbtack contains negotiation created. The reason you may want to add that is you're now telling Zapier, hey, only run this if it's a new negotiation, meaning a new lead came in. That's Thumbtack's parlance for you have a new lead. If you don't do this, it could be the case that, if there's a different update with a lead chooses a different provider, this could fire. So not totally necessary, but if you want to be very careful, you can put this here as well. All right. Now, guys, last step is going to be sending that auto reply. Okay, so as I've shown you in other tutorials, I am using Twilio for this piece of the puzzle. Now, you can use so many other systems to send text messages, guys. If you have a phone number in a different system, typically you can use that system here to trigger the SMS. I won't go into how to set up the phone number for the SMS sending because that's a whole other video. However, I will be using Twilio here, and the step we will be using is sending a text message, right? So what we're going to do is say, hey, every time this new lead comes in, we're going to send a text to the Thumbtack provided phone number. Now, little bit of information here, guys, on Thumbtack phone numbers. I will put a link to the Thumbtack help article on how this works. Every lead from Thumbtack comes with a phone number, but that phone number is not actually Johnny or Sally's real cell phone. What it is a phone number that Thumbtack owns, and then the messages that go to that phone number then go into the Thumbtack app. So in essence, by sending a text to that number, we're essentially messaging them in Thumbtack. Now, if you call that number, it will go through to the lead's real phone number. So just a little bit of information there. Again, I'll put that help article below. We'll go ahead and action event send SMS and now configure the message here. So we'll do from number is the Twilio number I have set up. Who are we sending it to? If we type in phone number, we'll have the data customer phone here, which is going to be, again, that Thumbtack provided phone number. And then here will be the message we'll create. So you guys can do whatever you want here. You can use ChatGPT. I will give you a nice boilerplate, which is, hey, / and I'll put in the customer's first name. Thanks for reaching out to Bryan's Lawn Care. Can absolutely help you with this. We are 5-star rated and would be honored to serve you. When would be best for us to come? Now, this is a kind of generic auto reply. A lot of folks we work with, they have something that they know works. So you're welcome to make this whatever you want. If you guys want a more advanced version of this where we're using AI to dynamically generate auto replies, which can be done, drop a comment below. Happy to make that video, but I do want to keep it simple here to start. So we now have our auto reply. Looks good. Send large messages. You do want to turn that on just so nothing gets cut off there. And now, guys, we are good to go. So just stepping back here a second to review the flow, we have catch a hook, which means we're going to get a webhook from Thumbtack every time there's a new lead. We added that filter here to say, hey, only run this if it's a negotiation created event, which means, hey, new lead coming in. And then once that happens, go ahead and send this auto reply to the Thumbtack provided phone number. And that's it, guys. Every time a new lead comes in, this message will go out to that lead to kick off the conversation instantaneously. Now, last thing you'll want to do before setting the Zap live, and this is also something you'll want to do generally if you're reaching out to Thumbtack leads via text or phone, is put in the phone numbers you're going to be using into the registered phone number section of Thumbtack. The way that you get to that is you go over here to settings, okay? And then on the left side, we have registered phone numbers. Basically, Thumbtack saying, hey, if you're going to be contacting these leads at the phone numbers we Thumbtack provide, we need to know what those phone numbers are. So in the case of my Zap that I set here, I will want to take this 916 number and make sure it's registered. We can now paste in our phone number and I will label it Zapier auto reply and register that number. Now this tells Thumbtack, hey, I'm going to be texting or calling these leads from this phone number. If you don't do this, Thumbtack's going to ask you to enter a code and it kind of kills the purpose of the auto reply. Additionally, y'all, if you're watching this, definitely register any other business numbers, whether that be your main line or your cell phone that you may be calling or texting these folks from, so that Thumbtack is ready to go with those approved numbers. And that's the full Thumbtack autoresponder workflow. Now, every time a new Thumbtack lead comes in, they get an immediate reply instead of waiting for someone on your team to manually respond. And that speed matters because with Thumbtack, the customer is usually reaching out to multiple companies at the same time. The faster you respond, the better chance you have of starting that conversation, booking the job, and making sure the money you're spending on leads doesn't go to waste. If you're a home service business and you want more videos like this on automating lead follow-up, missed calls, reviews, and booking, make sure to subscribe.